Understanding money. It's all about the money.
Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, live in the beautiful studios of WMNA 1210 AM, The Man. I don't know if we're going to get the woman in today. My sister-in-law, business partner, Linda V. Harris. I don't know if she's going to call. So much turmoil going on in the world, especially in America. But we're going to have a great show lined up for you today. It's a lot happening. Linda, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning. Well, I tell you, I'm hoping that things get better than what they are right now. We know that we have a quagmire, so to speak, that's going on in America. That's our word of the day, a quagmire, a predicament, a dilemma, a problem, a quandary. There has been a murder that has taken place in Indianapolis, Minnesota, and all the world watched and seen, and now there's some disturbance going on. People are very upset all over the country and probably the world with the injustice that's taking place, and it's just awful. I mean, it really is just bad, especially coming off the heels of the Audrey guy. They got murdered jogging, I mean, and then on top of that, Linda, I had said a few weeks ago when this whole COVID, well, actually in March, I said, man, for the first time, the news shows are not reporting, crime with black people. Remember I was saying that?
You did say that more than once, yeah.
I said, and I thought that was just amazing. There's no crime. They're not leading the news with something with a black person or whatever. And then, knock on wood, man, I tell you, now that's the only thing that has been able to take the focus off COVID-19 is killing black people. I mean, murdering them in cold-blooded, just on camera. I mean, this is something that is just unprecedented, and it's just amazing that there's not more outcry. What I am glad to see that they're not just black people out there, but they're just human beings. You see more white people and other people that are out there, and that's a good feeling because we all are humans, and it's not just a black thing; it's just a humanity thing. I mean, how can you actually be anyone who is humane? How can you? I mean, that's like animalistic hunting another race, another person because of the color of their skin. I mean, that's just amazing to me, Linda.
It really is. What type? Where did you grow up? What type of human being are you? What makes that okay? And you did it in front of cameras and kept doing it. What are you made of? Like, do you have ice water running through your veins? Who does that?
Animals.
And so it's just. Yeah, animals kill each other like that. I'm traumatized. I'm going to admit I'm traumatized. And I know this is a financial show, but we cannot ignore things like this move the markets as well.
Yes.
And this is where good leadership comes into place and a soothing voice. And I'm traumatized. And I'm going to be nice to you today because I know man, I love you, my brother.
I love you too, sister-in-law.
There's a lot going on.
But it's not going to really change until you have inclusion of just good people. I mean, white people, Spanish people. I mean, people, just humans, just saying this is not just humane. I mean, this is inhumane, and we're not going to take that as a race, not even a race of people, just humans.
Human.
Yeah, because if it's just all black protesting, then they're going to sweep this thing over the rug. We're going to really need some involvement from other races, the Jewish people, the Spanish people, the white people to say that, hold on, this is just wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then it will, then it will change. That's the same thing that happened with slavery. It wasn't just black people. You had some good white people. Mormons and Catholics, Jews, everybody came out and said, you can't just own another human being and just treat them like that. You can't do that. And when that happened, then the change took place. So it's the same thing that's happening here now. It's not going to really change until America, the whole idea of America, this land of the free and being all you could be. I mean, if it's not a lie, then, the people have to say, okay, we're going to, we got to stop this. We can't take this anymore. It's the same concept of some people ask me, why is the stock market still up when all this turmoil is going on? It's because the people are keeping it up, the consciousness of the people. So it's the same thing that has to happen with this here in order to stop this. I mean, just this blatant murder and just killing black people. That's the only thing that can take our whole focus off this coronavirus and COVID-19. Isn't that amazing?
That is totally amazing. So I'm sorry it had to take this to take our minds off. Even COVID is still killing people. We saw a spike in California. So there's a lot of things that's adding to the trauma. And I just say, let's just, stop the burning. I understand it. I don't agree, but I understand.
Well,
just so outraged, but that's not the answer. You then definitely don't burn your own neighborhood.
Well, Linda, let me tell you something about that. Don't burn your own neighborhood. Yesterday I was in the office, so I wasn't watching any of the stuff that was on TV, the news, and Charles, little Charles had asked me, about what did I think about, the burning, and the rioting. And the first thing I came to him, I didn't know. Like I said, I was in the office all day, man. I just.
Oh yeah, it's the fourth day. It's all over the world now.
Let me tell you what my response to him was.
Okay.
When he said that, I quickly thought about, because I had just finished watching this last week on the weekend. I watched this movie called I think it's called Scargo or something, and it's about the U.S. in drug dealing and cartel stuff in Mexico.
Okay.
And I had just watched that. But when he said that, he says, this rioting and, burning buildings and all that,
Mm-hmm.
And when I said to him, I said, Charles, listen, just because someone may look like us doesn't mean they think like us.
Mm-hmm.
He said, what do you mean? I said, I wouldn't be surprised since that was such blatant murder. That was just right on for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
If they wouldn't have started the whole distraction in terms of rioting and burning, all eyes and focus, the whole world just watched this murder on live TV. And you had to react to that. But when situations come up, there is a strategy to distract. To distract, to evade, to change the subject. You know that, right? Now,
shift the focus.
To shift the focus. Now, when that happens, I said I wouldn't be surprised that if someone was not paid to go and actually start those burnings, the protesters, the people who had good intention, they didn't know about someone burning, throwing a bomb, cutting the glass neatly into target, and putting a smoke bomb or throwing a bomb or causing a fire. That wasn't thugs off the street. They don't act like that. The thugs came in and all that so-called people came in and started looting after. Someone started that cattle thing. Someone started that. And let me tell you something. Don't be surprised if that wasn't intentionally a diversion to start the rioting to keep the focus or take the focus off what really was going down.
Right.
Yeah. To then you say, okay, why are they rioting? Okay, now we have to actually bring in the National Guard. We have to bring in a policeman. You follow me? Because firstly, you can't do that just off pure demonstration. And I thought about that because if you watch like the documentary on Malcolm X, just throughout history, there's always been someone that looks like us but work for them. Now, I don't care if you might be the CIA, the NSA, the FBI. You can always send in homeboy who you have issues with or you have something on and tell him to go down there and do his thing and incite a riot. U.S. does that all throughout the world. U.S. is all over every country. And let me tell you something. U.S. is very known for throwing a rock and hiding their hands and saying, how did that happen? You understand? So don't put that past this situation when riots starting. started to happen. You know when the guy got murdered by two rednecks in a truck, when he got killed in Georgia, you notice there was no rioting.
None. No.
But you notice here, when they came out demonstrating, next thing you know, there was burning and rioting. And people say, why do they burn their own places? Let me tell you something. This is like a movie, man. Don't think that they did it. The enemy probably could have planted that and did that and started that to divert attention away from the real issue to start making this another issue. You follow me? Let's take this caller right quick because I just want to talk about this and then we got to get into this financial stuff because I just can't have this consuming my day. I can't watch this and listen to this every day because it really, really deflates me. Okay?
Yeah,
Caller, you got a question or comment?
Good morning. I hope everybody is doing better and better every day.
How you doing, Alex?
Hey, Alex, how are you?
Hey, pretty good. It's the same as you guys. Pretty devastated that everything has come to using people of African descent to distract the masses. And I remember moving here on the tail end of the McDuffie riots, and that was like the big thing, saying everybody from the neighborhood after that happened was just wanting to protest peacefully, but supposedly they brought in people from other places and decimated the economy that was growing at that time. And because the mayor was a Democrat and elections were coming in, they decided to torch and destroy the city because what they had done before in terms of progress for the city and in African American neighborhoods was pretty incredible. And they destroyed that within a few weeks, billions of dollars. And after that happened, it took decades again to start to look at those neighborhoods and decide to reinvest. So yeah, you made a pretty good point about what is actually happening instead of what it looks like it's happening.
Right. It's always two things going on. What appears to be what really what's going on. You follow me? The bottom line. And a lot of people miss it. Just like if you're watching a movie, you unless you're watching a movie, you don't see, the other story that's going around. If you just hear about it. But in life, it's the same as watching a movie. It's always two things going on. It's a cause and there's an effect. And there's always how do you divert attention? And, throughout history, a lot of events have taken place, and then they've also came back with a diversion to do other things during that event and take advantage of other things. You follow me? Thanks, Alex, man. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I go home. Natalie just all totally engulfed into CNN and MSNBC, and she didn't watch Fox, but she's just all engulfed into it. And I have to go in the other room because, Linda, I just don't function well, and it doesn't do me good just to stay in a down state. In other words, I'm at my best when I can look at the situation, assess the situation, and says, okay, what can I do, and let's move forward. But I can't get strength when I'm feeling bad. I can't think right. I can't be in a fetal position. And we all know the importance of this. And all I say is that in order for this to really change in America, really to live up to what it's supposed to be, we're going to need inclusion by not just people of color. We're going to need the white people also. They're saying that, this isn't right, because to be silent means to consent. And you can't, you know what I mean?
Yep. And I'm like you said, I'm happy to see the protests. The people are diverse because if you don't speak out against it, you're part of the problem. You really are. How can you not? But to your point, Rob, I saw the video. I cannot unsee it. I don't want to see it again. I really, again, I got to keep saying I have to talk about it though, because it just makes.
But it doesn't make you feel better, does it? Or do it?
It does not. But I can't suppress it and unsee the video. I can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. So I talk it through. I do my best. I try not to become part of the problem. I talk to my young nieces, nephews. We talk. But no, it doesn't make me feel good at all. And I think it's going to be a while, and hopefully justice will be served.
Well, Charles, your 23-year-old nephew and my 23-year-old nephew, he works in the office, and he said to me last night, he says, Uncle Robert, he said he thought it was, all about money. Like I always say, it's all about money. He says, but it seems to be more about race. And I told him, I said, Charles, don't let them fool you. They want it to appear to be about race. And that whole race thing, Charles, I was telling him, that is for to divert, to confuse people of lower consciousness when it comes to skin color and race. See, when you're on a lower conscious level, then you can frickle over and be picky over, someone's color of their skin or their ethnic background. See, that's a lower state of consciousness. You follow me? Just like fighting and violence is a lower state of consciousness. Matter of fact, it's the lowest state of the superior man. It really is in terms of consciousness. So he says he it seems to be about race. I says no, it's not. I mean, race is just a byproduct of the suffering and what money does and does not do. And I explained to him that, for a long time, I mean, the rich are getting richer, and we know that. And he asked me about, he says, well, don't they know that in history, all throughout history, when the rich get richer and there's a disparity in income inequality, that's going to cause a revolution and a problem? I say, yeah. They some people know about it. Some people understand. Most people that want more money and not take care or be more democratic don't care about the people. I said, and then one of the distraction is race, and you tell somebody who's poor and white, hey, you don't have no money, but at least you white, and I'm going to treat you better than a black. So then, they fight each other. It's kind of like when you go to prison. If someone who goes to prison, why do you think they fight in there? I mean, it seems like if you go to prison, it seems like they ought to say, listen, man, they gave us a raw deal. They're giving us more time. Why don't we just everybody get along? Why don't we learn something in here, chill, and be, no, but they don't set the system up like that. Even the guards and everybody, the whole system in the prison system is really not to just be nice and happy. It is to be worse than what it was on the outside. I mean, that's why they fight and they rape and they kill. I mean, and they do that. And when you are in poverty, when you are in a state of desperation, being desperate, then you pick on each other. The fat ones start picking on the skinny one, the tall one. You find something to entertain yourself so you can feel proud about who you are, whether you Spanish or Colombian or black or white or Jewish, and then you pick these little things, and that happens when there is nothing else you don't have any money, basically. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's all.
Looking for something.
Huh?
Yeah, I hear you. I say you're looking for something to make you feel better than the next man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for a long time, it's been by design by the rich white man who was actually, really, really getting richer and richer off the backs of people. And then the poor white people, just so poor. It's more poor white people than 2 or 3, 4, 5 times more than poor black people. But they keep the poor white people in check by telling them, the black people or the Mexicans or the Spanish or whatever taking your job. So now you guys have somebody to hate instead of hating them. That's what they do. They give a dog a bone, so to speak. And that's a distraction. So Martin Luther King came in by saying, listen, I want to talk about the other America. White people, poor white people, you're not in better shape. You're being duped just like we've been duped and being mistreated. But what they do, they don't show that the white people are being killed on TV like that. They don't show that the poor white people. So therefore, they think it's okay. It's by design. We got to take this 20-minute break, and then we're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk more about. I was watching this. This I think it was a YouTube. James C. had told me about it, and this lady was talking about the importance of owning a home-based business. And I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about the taxation. Then I want to go into the CARES Act a little bit. Okay, so when we come back, you're listening to Robert Henderson Jr., Certified Financial Planner, certified tax coach, Linda V. Harris, who's the vice president of the Henderson Financial Group. We're going to talk about that, Linda. And then when we come back, if you still want to, get it off your chest and talk about what's happening, we can still talk about that, because I know it's very, very, very sensitive, and some people just can't stop crying, So, hey, listener, just stick and stay. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Understanding money.
It's all about the money. Boy,
all
Linda,
about the money.
it's all about the money. I tell you, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Poverty really sucks, boy. I tell you, you have to try to be all you could be, and it's a constant battle, because they're always trying to, somebody or something is always trying to get your money. It really, really, really is. Linda, I'm going to send you that video about home-based business. But go ahead. What were you about to say?
No, I was going to say, and it doesn't stop. When you say somebody always trying to get your money, it doesn't stop. The older you get, you figure you just kind of, put it on autopilot, but you got to stay woke. You got to stay alert, and it doesn't stop. So be prepared.
It will never stop. As soon as you start earning, someone, somebody, some entity is watching and wants your money, whether it's, the grocery store, at the malls, at merchants,
Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam mainly. Uncle Sam gets his off the top.
Mainly.
As soon as you start getting a paycheck, if you're employed, man, you think you're making that amount of money. It says that, but there's a difference between a gross amount and a net amount,
Amen.
There's a big difference between a gross amount and a net amount. And anyway, this lady was talking about it's essential. She said everybody should have a home-based business, and I think she does have a point, because America, and the whole tax code, America in it of itself is basically 100% biased, and is built for entrepreneurs and business owners. The rest of the people is just here to help business owners and entrepreneurs and creative people. The rest of the people is just here to help. If you have a business, to get rich. I remember a hearing that I think it was with the Rockefellers and them took out educating the masses on the subject of money. He said, we need to take that out of schools. We don't need people learning how to think. We need people to be workers, employees.
Wow. Just buy our stuff. Just buy it. Don't think about it. They need people to be consumers.
Yes. College should be to train people to go work for the big companies. That's what's their philosophy. And that's been it's been happening a long time. And then they set the tax code up to give business owners all the tax breaks. People say loopholes. These are not loopholes. They're there in black and white. The tax code, all 73,000 pages of it. It actually is a manual to tell you, if you own a business, how to pay less in taxes, because they want the business to strive. Then they want the business owner to hire people to help them and pay taxes when they get paid. That's what the whole system is. And a lot of people say, listen, man, I just want to go work 9 to 5 and retire and get my benefits. You can do that. And that's what the system is set up for you to think. And you've been programmed. We've all been programmed not to really think, not to really be creative, but to actually help others get rich, to go and work and get a job and get a paycheck. Isn't that something?
So when you say tax strategies, we're not talking schemes. We're not talking ways and shifty ways to get over. These are legal, in the books, in black and white, tax strategies that people can take advantage of legally. We're not talking scheming, where you got to be afraid there's going to be a knock on the door or you get a letter with those 3 initials. We're talking legal tax strategies.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And most people, we haven't been brought up understanding that's how the game is played. We don't know, because for the most part they tell us to, get a good education, go to college, get married, have 2.1 kids, um, have a
Good job. A good
good
job
benefits,
with benefits. That's a
and
good.
work there and then retire at age 65. They put that in their head too, at age 65 or or age 50, 62 when Social Security comes in, and that's it. But the whole system is set up for people to be employees. I mean, it really is. So the people that are entrepreneurs and business owners, the tax codes and the U.S. tax laws is 1,000% in favor of them, because they said, the country says we're going to give you enough ammunition, enough strategy, enough ways to keep your money so you can continue to prosper. Now, what's the problem right now that's going on with this whole COVID-19 is that the bigger businesses are getting a lot of this government bailout money. The little small mom and pop business, they're not really, getting it. I mean, they're getting something, but they still getting more than a non-business owner. A non-business owner, I mean, the maximum they're getting is $1,200, for an individual, $2,400 for, a married couple. But, when you look at Los Angeles Lakers organization, they got $4 million, and they don't even need the money, I mean, you look at a lot of these, big chain restaurants, a lot of them, they get a lot of money. And if you have a business and you're making some money and you get profitable, they're going to send you more money, and especially if you have employees. They sending you much more money than $1,200. And see, the average person doesn't even understand that world, don't even know this is really happening. But it is. And that's because most of us don't know how the system, how to play the game. We don't even know the rules, because long time ago, they basically fed us and told us, listen, get a job, get benefits, go to work 9 to 5, and buy your car and your house and get a mortgage and, work to pay it off. And that's it. And that's life. And that's so far from the truth. And most people are not happy when they follow those rules. They're not really happy because people want more.
Can we agree that some people are happy? We don't want to poo-poo on the ones that say, all I want to do is raise my family and just, be left alone and have my job. So we don't want to, just say that that's wrong. If it works for you, it works for you. But a lot of people, yes, sir.
But when you say some people are happy, you're
some people
happy.
don't want to be an entrepreneur. Some people don't want to do it.
You
some
tell
people
me,
don't want to.
But Linda, there's a lot of people that want more.
There are. I agree.
A lot of those
and there's
people.
A lot of people that are content.
But Linda.
Yes, sir.
A lot of the people that you're talking about that don't want more, that's content. I bet you they playing scratch off. I bet you they're playing the lottery every week.
That's a good point.
Darn right, it's a good point. Darn right, it's a good point. They
Okay, so I guess I should shift that to they don't want to work for it for more.
No,
they don't.
No, it's not even that, Linda. They just been
not
programmed. Linda, they've been programmed. We all been programmed to a certain extent that, this is what looks good. This is what is good. This is I'm okay. This is what happiness mean. That's all programmed. So when you say I just want a good job with benefits and take care of my family and go home and watch, cable TV, that's a program, Linda. That's not an individual thought. That's a program. In other words, someone has put that in your head to make you feel that is good.
That is success. Yeah.
That is successful. And someone who don't even know that they don't even know they don't know that there's something better, they're gonna always be good for what they have.
Yeah.
You understand my point?
I got you.
Yeah, I mean, if every day you just eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you're just gonna say peanut butter and jelly sandwich is good until someone gives you a steak or some fish or give you something else, and you go, "Oh, man, this is good." You understand?
Very good point. You're right. You just program because that's what Mama did and Grandmama did and great grandmama did, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
And you don't know that you don't know that you don't know that other people are doing this or doing that or getting deals. You don't know that. There's so much that you don't even know that you don't know. That's where all the action is. So when you're working 9 to 5 and you say, okay, I pay my taxes and this is what I have left over and that's just it. To have one source of income. A lot of us are programmed in America to have one source of income. They think that, you work 8 hours and whatever the man pays you, that's it. And that's the way it should be. And you go to church and, you wait to die or that's it. Most people don't think outside the box. Why do you think that you have to only work 8 hours if you want more, if you want to help people and do more for your community and your family? I mean, why do you feel that you're limited to 8 hours? Because you don't control that. I mean, the company can fire you. You have no control. You really don't. So a lot of people, Linda, have given up a lot of their whole human capability and control to other people, another source.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know that's not good because, like you said, it's been happening through generations. But then you have other people that are like, listen, I mean, it's 24 hours in a day. I could do more. I want more. And it's not so much more that you need to go out and just buy stuff, but, you might want more because you want to help other people. You might want to go into real estate. You want to help go into housing. You want to supply housing, And when you do that, the government has laws that gives you tax breaks to keep more of your money. If you want to open up a store, if you want to go into technology, if you want to go into agriculture, all of those are benefits that the government will tax you less. And there's different strategies that you can use. And having like a home-based business, and when we say a home-based business, we're not talking about you have to, it's so simple that you don't have to start an S Corp, a LLC, or a corporation. You don't need no paperwork. You can say Linda Groceries, Linda Cupcakes, Linda V. Harris Cupcakes. That's a home-based business.
And you hang your shingle up. So you can be a sole proprietor when you say you don't have to be an S Corp, C Corp, LLC. You're just saying, I can say Linda's Cupcakes, hang the shingle, and start doing business.
That's right. And you're gonna save more taxes. And even if you have a 9 to 5 job, if you're getting guaranteed money, where so-called guaranteed money, and you're working a 9 to 5 job, you can do that. And then on the side, you definitely should have another source of income. I've never understood since I became an adult, since I was 18 years old. I never had one source of income. Can you believe that?
Yeah, you've been hustling from snow cones to real estate and
insurance.
And a 9 to 5. Yeah, you. That's true.
Now, Linda, that was just in me. Someone didn't tell me. I felt that, since I was working, when Dixie, when I was a kid, and I started working at CBS Channel 4. When I was at CBS Channel 4 and they was paying me, I didn't just work and then go home. I started doing tie-dye T-shirts and doing graphics and putting, emblems on logos and designing logos for people and pamphlets. And I just started a snow cone business. Then I got a real estate license, and I was selling real estate. Then I was selling insurance. I've never. People say, "What are you, Jamaican or something? You 5 jobs?" I felt like if it was just me and it was for me, why would I just be programmed and say, okay, I'm gonna do one thing, And a lot of people say they don't know how to do. They don't know what they want to do. Come on, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you could sell flowers, grow some flowers. It's a lot of things you could do. You could bake cookies and be really, really good at it. You be, experiment. Don't just chocolate chip. Put some chocolate chip raisins and some dates in it or whatever. I mean, be creative. Put some coconut in it. I mean, do something. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do because we have been created by the Creator, so therefore we can create. And she's right. I mean, you need to start thinking outside the box, especially now because the world is changing, and it's going to force you. You know that?
Yeah. Amen.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You got to change the way you're thinking. The way we're thinking now, it's not going to work. But I still say, Robert, and because my father worked. I got a brother that just want to work and get a retirement and go home and watch the game. So we're not saying that's wrong or bad. That's what you want to do. You and I are made different, and we don't want to impose how we are on others. And I'm not saying that that's wrong or you're not lazy. That's just some people don't
That's
don't
very,
want the extra phone call.
but that's very risky. Let's take this phone call.
Okay.
But that is very risky way to conduct your life. Okay, let's take this phone call. Caller, you got a question or comment?
Good morning, Mr. Henderson. Miss Linda, good morning. Good morning.
Ronnie, good
Good
morning.
morning.
You know, I'm one of those that was programmed. You know, I went to college, got a good job, and got myself in the travel industry, and I was traveling, and, you know, my side hustle was my overtime. I mean, I didn't think about, you know, getting into entrepreneurship and that sort of thing because I was having a good time. I was doing, you know, what I like and all that stuff. So I agree with you about being programmed. I know I wanted more, but my hustle was my overtime.
Right. Now, and the people that are around you, your circle, people who you talk to regularly, were any of them doing some sort of side hustle entrepreneurial thing? Can you think of any?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I have friends that were in catering and that sort of thing, you know, and doing that. But like I said, I was just so busy traveling, you know. I was doing all this traveling, so I didn't have time to. And another thing that I was worried about, I was thinking about the medical benefits, you know, and to get into entrepreneur, if you don't do it like on a put a lot of 100% into it, it's not going to work. And that was my thinking.
Yeah, but Ronnie, we're not saying, you know, give up your travel job. You know, you're still 24 hours. In other words, the bottom line is what you know now and what you're hearing right now from the discussion that we're having today. If you could go back into time, and knowing what you know now, would you do something different?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I agree with you. Absolutely, I would.
Yes.
And I have the potential. I know I could do it. I definitely would do it.
Yes. Okay.
But youth is wasted on the young.
You're so right.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Well said.
Well said.
Great. Thank you so much.
You,
have a nice day. Bye-bye.
So
we always say, Robert, time is something you cannot get back.
Oh man, you know.
Ronnie says she can go back. She would definitely do it differently.
And see, rather than telling her what she should have done or whatever, but that's the truth. There's no sense in me wasting time on saying what she should have done. That's why I jumped cut to the chase and said, okay, knowing what you know now, would you do it differently? That's a sign of growth. So Linda, when you say your father. And you say your brother who works now and he's just, you know, does his part and he comes home and that's it. You know, he is content because the amount of money that they're paying him, actually, it has to be satisfactory to him and it's working for him. But that is a very risky state to be in. So I'm not saying that he's wrong and that's what he knows, but he is not being all he could be. Can't we agree on that?
I agree.
Right. He's not being all that he could be because he's very handy. Matter of fact, he could cook. I mean, I told him, man, he should just cook. He learned how to cook. He used to ask your sister, my wife Natalie, 20 years ago, how to cook and call her about, you know, how to cook this and how to do that. Then he started watching those cooking channels. Now he's a chef. I mean, so really he could cook. If he cooked a meal once a week and invited all us over to the house, I mean, we would pay and have a small personal restaurant going on, you know?
I agree.
And then he also is pretty handy, you know? He could build.
Electrical.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All of that. You know, he could do that if he really wanted to. So that's what I'm saying, that a lot of us, Linda, have been programmed, and the way we carry our life, that's a condition, and it's habit. And you have got to break out of that. When you say this is all I want to do, or this is how I am, anytime anyone makes that statement, you don't know the whole truth. Anyone that makes that statement, I'll show you someone who don't really know how great they are and how much more they could be doing and be more happier. I mean, you really, really can. I mean, anytime you actually creating, there's nothing more satisfying than creating something and helping and serving. I'm going to say it again. There is nothing in life more satisfying than being a part of creating and serving. And if you think about what I'm saying, everybody who's rich and wealthy, that's the two things they do. They create and they serve. They create and they serve. That is the greatest accomplishment of mankind. Now, if you just helping putting the stuff in the boxes, okay, yeah, we need that. But you could never, ever, ever reach your highest high by doing that. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. You could do that 8 hours. You got another 8 hours that you can serve, that you create. That's going to bring you the joy and the happiness.
So that's where the home-based business come in. You go home, and instead of turning on the idiot box, you're saying be creative or serve.
It's going to bring so much joy to you. I don't care if you're creating pies or dinners or designs or whatever, I mean, if you have to, and not only, but it gives you all kind of tax benefits. You're going to make more money because the government's is going to reduce the amount of taxes that you pay. When you don't do that, when you just work 9 to 5, and you're not serving and you're not creating, you pay the highest tax, income tax. Because then when you pay income tax, they take it off the top. They don't even give you a shot. They take it off the top. As soon as you get your paycheck, it's already gone. Yeah. And then when you take that money and you go to the grocery store, it's taxed again. And then you take the rest of the money and you go buy something or whatever, it's taxed again. Then when you go and put gas in your car, that's taxed. You're taxed. You go to a restaurant, that's taxed. So a lot of the government or governmental agencies, they take a lot of your money. But if you have a business, I'm not saying you got to go out and incorporate or whatever, just a sole proprietor business, and you put that sole proprietor business on your income tax form, you're going to get way more money back than you ever got before. And that's how the system works.
You're right. They take the W-2 wage earners, they take it right off the top. Man, I know some entrepreneurs that got stimulus checks, and they make millions of dollars. And because of how their income is taxed and the strategies, legal strategies, they end up getting stimulus check. I was surprised.
Yeah,
I don't say no names.
Well, you say it, I'll tell them I got stimulus checks. I'm like, what? Hey, Linda, I'm like, me? What? I was surprised. I'm like, what? Me? Yeah. Isn't that amazing? I see people in line. For food and all that, and they sending me a stimulus check. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But it's how you earn your income, and it's the strategies used, and it's like you said, the tax advantages of being an entrepreneur, even a home-based business. You don't have to go rent a brick and mortar.
No.
You don't have to have employees.
No.
But there is a huge benefit.
Yeah.
Tax-wise.
Linda, you don't even need a college degree.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So many people talking about they want to make more money, so they want to go back and get their master's degree. Master's degree? You don't think about a master's degree. What that means?
Now, be careful.
Linda, let's go back to Rockefeller. Rockefeller said in America, let's design education to manufacture more workers, not thinkers, not entrepreneurs. You understand? So when you go in and get the master's and the doctorate, you then you're gonna come out and you're gonna be walking around looking for somebody to hire you for their business to make them more money. You see what I mean?
Gotcha.
And then you got student loans for a master's degree. In a doctorate degree, you got student loans to go out and help a business owner who own the business. You don't. Think about it. That's how the system is, and a lot of people don't understand. And then you don't get tax deductions for it.
Right.
You know?
So that was the main takeaway from the video. The importance of a home-based business was the focus on the tax advantages.
Tax advantages.
Not so much as making millions.
No, the tax benefits.
Put more in your pocket. Okay.
The tax benefits. It's just a tax benefit. And if you guys don't know about it, you can call me out at my office, 305-825-1444, 305-825-1444. We'll help you. We'll help you coordinate it. We'll tell you about it. Or you can just go and start doing your research. Y'all look at the internet for everything else. Go to Google, how to start a home-based business if you want to. But be proactive. I mean, I tell you, you can never, ever, however you feel, bored. And you say you bored in America, I don't know what. If you bored in America, you definitely not thinking. I don't know how you could be bored, especially, how can you be bored and broke? You ever heard of that? Bored and broke. How is that possible to be bored and broke?
Yes, I see it.
Linda, in America, how could you be bored and broke? That doesn't make sense. That's an oxymoron. That's like saying you having hot ice cream.
Because there's always so much to do and ways to do it. Just get creative. Yeah.
Yeah. If you broke, ain't nowhere in the world you're supposed to be bored. Man, you're supposed to be at it. You're supposed to be trying to invent the next best ketchup, barbecue sauce. I remember one time I was trying to come up with some good barbecue sauce. I was in the kitchen. I can't even cook. I was trying to invent some barbecue sauce. I never forget that.
You like barbecue sauce?
Yeah, I don't eat as much now because all the sodium, But
right.
But yeah, I used to get ketchup and barbecue sauce. I remember when I was living in the Moors, man. I went and bought all this different ingredients: brown sugar, hot sauce. I was like Dr. Jekyll, man. I was in the kitchen. And now he was upstairs saying, I guess, look, I don't know what that food trying now. But I was trying to come up and invent something. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to tell you.
It's been done. A couple of entrepreneurs, I see their faces on the barbecue sauce. So I guess somebody doing it.
Yeah. And and one of the things I keep thinking about from time to time is, when you have the lotion in the bottle, like you go to, what is that, Bed and Bath or
right.
And they get the little candles and they have the little lotion and you squeeze, the aromatherapy lotion, and you get to the end, the bottom of it, and you can't get the bottom because you done used it all.
Right.
I'm like, man.
But you see some more in there.
You see some more in there, but you can't get to it because the little pump, they ain't not getting it. I'm like, man, if I got to think about how to get all of it out. If I can invent a little top that just get it all out. And that, right along with the candles, when you burn the candle to get down to the little stem, but there's still some candle in there.
Still some wax.
Some wax in there. Oh, man, I can invent something where you get it all out. You know what I mean? These are things that every day, people are thinking about that. So you should be thinking about, let me tell you something. If you broke, there's no way you should be bored. You should be an inventor. You should be trying to come up. Like I said, there's no better feeling or happiness than creating and serving. Creating and serving. It's not benefits. It's not getting a job and getting benefits and going sitting home watching TV. That's a waste. I don't know why you're still here. What are you doing?
But to be clear, you're not talking about having a stack of products in your garage. You're not talking about, if you want to do that, that's great. I think when people, when I think of home-based business, I think of products in the garage, Amway, Schmamway, Melaleuca. I think of the tea.
They make a lot of money. They get a lot of tax breaks.
They do. And I think there's ways to do it without the stigma of just putting out your money first. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to do it. So I can't wait to look at that video and see, because I still have a certain stereotype in my mind.
Linda, you can be a consultant and not just start talking about what you do.
Yeah, that's true.
You can be a consultant, you know. It's a lot of things. I mean, you be a consultant and call Linda Consultant or whatever, you know, and then you can go and buy you a laptop. That's a tax deduction because that's a part of your business. A lot of people go buy a laptop or buy something and they don't get a tax write-off for it.
That's true.
The difference with business people have is that we turn our everyday things that we do and we make it taxable.
Right. Write a book, start on the speaking circuit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We drive from this place to that place looking for real estate. That gas and what we paid and paid for gas, that's a tax deduction. That's you can't do that if you're a W-2 only. If you just have a 9-to-5 job, you can't write that off. But if you have a 9-to-5 job, but you also have a side hustle where you bought a duplex and you bought a duplex, then every time you drive to your duplex, every time you put a coat of paint on your duplex, that comes off your income tax. That is a tax deduction. You know, that's part of being a business owner.
Okay.
Because you're serving.
And
you're creating.
You're providing housing to somebody.
Yes, you're providing housing. I mean, but there's a ton of things if you think about it. You know, baking cakes. You know, if you want to bake. You know, if you and not just car wash. You know, painting or just these little things. You know, and you can do it at your own pace, and you don't have to hire nobody but yourself. You can hire your kids, and then you pay them. That's a tax deduction off your W-2 income. You follow me?
Right, and you give them money anyway, so why not just hire them?
After the show, I'm going to record a session on the CARES Act and explain to our listeners the rules, the new act that came out in 2020. If you have a retirement account, a 401k, an IRA, you can actually withdraw up to $100,000 of it and not be penalized. If you're under 59 and a half, yes, because of this whole COVID-19, you can actually withdraw that and not be penalized. And then you don't have to pay the taxes on it. You can spread the tax liability on over 3 years. So let's say you take out $100,000, now because your business or you've been affected or you've been laid off, and you take it from your retirement. They're not going to tax you 100% on you. First of all, you won't get that 10% penalty. And then in April 2021, then you only have to pay a third of the taxes. So you can spread the taxes over 3 years from April 2021, 22, and 23. But it's worth it because there's a lot of strategy that you could use that $100,000 or $50,000 or $25,000 that you could use it to go into a home-based business or to buy some tax-free strategy stuff that we're going to tell you about. So I'm going to record it today, Linda, and then I'm going to put it out next week and send it to...
How much it costs? How much it's going to cost to get it?
It's going to be free. It's a service.
That's what I wanted to hear.
It's a service. I'm going to create it. I'm going to go to the office today, and I'm going to create it. Okay? I'm going to create it, and then I'm going to serve it to the people.
Okay.
All right? Listen, we got to go. We run out of time. I guess we'll hear more about the rioting or the turmoil, and I don't want to see that video anymore.
Black man. Be careful out there, black man. Please.
Isn't that something? And it's amazing how it's just black men, not black women, huh? Well, I guess those black women, they went and killed the lady who was in the apartment. Yeah, they killed them. It's black folks.
And that lady in the apartment, you're right.
Hey, but we need you, white people, Spanish people, Jewish people. We need you. Mexican, we need all y'all. We need you. If you're human, speak up. We need you, okay? Yeah. We need you. We got to go. Same time, same station. Robert Henderson Jr., Linda V. Harris, Understanding Money. Take care and be safe. Peace.